Hi, Marilyn O'Hearne here with Weekly Wisdom, and today I'm talking with Michelle Wimes, and she's the Chief Diversity and Professional Development Officer at Ogletree Deakins. It's a law firm, and we wanted to talk about how to unlock potential. So I was attracted to what, Michelle, you were putting out on social media, and when we talked before, it was like, oh, we're both up to have the same values and purpose and kind of up to some of the a similar approach to the workplace and life. So I wanted to hear from you today, and I know the other listeners do too, on what would be an example of your unlocking potential, either in the workplace or out in the community, because I know we do both.
Absolutely. Well, good morning, Marilyn, and thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be on and to participate with you today. For me, I think part of my purpose is to create a path to success for other people and to really elucidate that path, make it easier for people to understand where they want to go. What goals they have, and then how to chart the path to achieve those goals. And so I really pride myself on creating greater transparency on that road to success. And I've done that at Ogletree in a couple of ways. We combine professional development with diversity and inclusion. So I've done major projects like creating benchmarks for our associates, which really outline the substantive legal experiences that they should have along their road to partnership. And then we've also created another guide for associates, a learning guide that really outlines, what are the behaviors and the traits of successful attorneys at Ogletree. And it really gives them a playbook for success. And I think that it helps diverse attorneys, particularly who may not have lawyers in their family, may not know, how to walk that road to success within a law firm environment. So those are just a couple of examples from the law firm.
And Michelle, that I just want to pause you for a second and say that sounds fabulous that you have that path. And as we talked previously, that is similar to what I do as a coach, but it's one-on-one or with a team. So, who are we? What's our vision? What are our values? And what's our path to success? And it's coming alongside for that additional accountability and support, where I know you and many people in your position have a lot going on, and sometimes that one person or that one team just needs that extra support and accountability.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think, so many times people have a vision for themselves, but they just don't know how to get there. And so I deem my role as one of helping people to chart that path and achieve whatever that vision is that they have for themselves. And as you and I both know, not everybody wants to be a partner or a shareholder, and so we have to acknowledge that there are different levels and forms of success within companies and within law firms. And so that's what we try to do, is acknowledge that, you don't necessarily need to be a partner to be successful in whatever vision you have for yourself. We want to be here to help you achieve, those goals.
That's right. And success really is personally defined. And then, one of the things that I do as a coach also is to look at, what is your vision personally? What is the organization's vision and values? And how does that match or not match? And then and if it's not aligning, then what? Then what do we do?
Exactly. Well, I had a couple more examples I wanted to give you just of the community work that I've done.
Great.
One example, you and I had talked briefly about this, is that Ogletree has a partnership across the country with Cristo Rey.
Yes.
And Cristo Rey is a network of independent Catholic schools across the country, where their students work one day per week in companies and law firms and businesses across the country to contribute to pay their tuition. And so in my professional development and inclusion department, we have had a Cristo Rey intern for the last, I want to say 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have one. Her name is Bailey McClin, and she's been with us since her sophomore year. She graduated this year, so she's been with us 2 years, and she's just phenomenal. But one example of kind of helping people to chart their path and to understand what gets in the way of what they're doing is my D&I team recently did a diversity training for the faculty and the staff at Cristo Rey because we have that connection with them.
Sure.
And yeah, and the training was on interrupting biases, right? So teaching faculty and staff, because of course you have a majority faculty that's working with minority students, a group of students. And
which is not uncommon.
Which is not uncommon
in our educational system, right?
Exactly. And so the challenge is, recognizing that we all have biases, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's the world that we're swimming in.
Right.
But the challenge is, how do you interrupt that bias so that it does not impact the way you evaluate a student, the way you recommend a student for an internship or recommend a student for a scholarship? So we really delve down deeply with the faculty and staff and had them do some exercises to really understand those biases and understand how to interrupt them. And so that's just an example, I think, from the community that we've done.
I love that. And, of course, I've written the book, Breaking Free from Bias, Preventing Costly Complaints, Conflict, and Talent Loss. And like you, I agree. It's not enough just to say, okay, yeah, we all have unconscious bias. Yes, we have an awareness of that now. Now, what do we do about it?
Exactly. How do you take that next step?
That's right. That's the really important piece. And that's why I wrote that book. So I want to just say thank you for those great examples and for being a guest today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I really appreciate you inviting me on. It's been a pleasure to chat with you.
You too. Thanks so much, Michelle. And to our listeners today, I hope you've gotten some ideas and examples that will inspire you to unlock potential for yourself and others. So thank you.
All right. Have a good day.